What's up, you guys? It's Two Bricks, and today I'm going to bring you something interesting that I haven't really done before on this channel, and that is a kind of interpretive build based off of something that we saw just a little bit in the new trailer for the Rise of Skywalker. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm kind of a Star Wars fan, so when that trailer came out, I was rather excited, and after I watched it for the 10th time, I realized that the whole kind of aesthetic of the new trilogy is very much an iteration of the past. There's new X-Wings, new A-Wings, B-Wings, Y-Wings, etc., etc. And so this is one of the few things in the trailer that was kind of really brand new in the sense that we'd never seen it before. Obviously, it's kind of reminiscent of other kind of speeders, and the front of it kind of looks X-Wing-like. But I just wanted to take a stab at fleshing this out as a challenge, just for fun, to take something that we only saw a glimpse of in the trailer and try to make it into something that's fully realized. So obviously this is some sort of a water-going craft, since we see it amongst those giant 60-foot waves trying to get to the ruins of the second Death Star. There is you can clearly make out that there's kind of these two struts that come out to the side with a pontoon on the end, and then kind of net or fabric material that's sewn in between to kind of act as that it's a walkable space, or at least you could lie someone down in here. It's sort of hammock style, and that goes across both. And then there's a big engine off to the one side, two little engines in the back, and the thing really seems to be sputtering and struggling to handle the really rough seas. This fin right here, most of the time is going to be under the water, acting as a stabilizer, but as it crests over the wave in the trailer, you get a look at this when it comes out. So I was able to at least have a good sense of what that bottom part looks like. The middle section here, I basically assume this to be sort of like a boat hull, kind of. So I mostly smoothed it off on the bottom using rounded tiles. And so I just wanted to give that the kind of utilitarian look of something that would kind of float. Obviously, the pontoons and the big old engine and the fact that it's a Star Wars thing means that physics don't play too much of a role, but still, it's nice to kind of give it as much believability as possible. So in the 40 or so frames that we got of this thing in the trailer, or maybe even less, you could make out a lot of the kind of identifiable details. Like, you could see these engines pretty clearly, this cowling. It's kind of hard to see or make out exactly what the color is. I was unsure if it was yellow or tan or something in between, but I went with this kind of darker tan for the predominant color scheme for the highlights, because it feels like it's a good compromise color. It could be like, this could be a dirty version of yellow, or kind of this mustard in-between look. So, and I also felt like if I just pick out a few areas with different colors, like there's even a little gold at the front there and the regular tan, I just thought that that would be enough to sell whatever color scheme this actually has, whether it ends up being yellow or greenish. It's really difficult to see. But yeah, so there appears to be kind of cargo back here. It's really difficult to see in the trailer because it's very darkly colored, but I just put in a couple of little greebling details. There's like this spherical thing, and a couple of levers, and a lightsaber piece, and a dive fin. You never know if Rey might end up needing that if she goes overboard. And this little flagpole right here, and there seemed to be this kind of wire or railing or something that goes across the back here. Again, just in those few blurry frames, it's so difficult to make out, but that's kind of the fun challenge. You get to figure it out for yourself. I wanted the front to be reminiscent of the front of an X-Wing. So, it comes together to a pretty fine point, and the angle there of the way that it comes down is also fairly X-Wing-like, just a little bit more stubby, obviously. And the way that I imagine it is that this section cuts through the water, and then this back here is the main kind of floating portion of it, and then the boom with the pontoons provides the main kind of stabilization. But this whole section in the trailer kind of, I don't know if it actually bends or if this thing actually hinges from this point. It could just be that it's so rickety that this thing just literally bends a whole bunch as it kind of dips down over the wave. But yeah, that remains to be seen in further iterations of this thing. in the future, when we find out more about it and we get a closer look at it, probably when the movie comes out, I'll be able to make some changes and make it more accurate. So this whole section at the front is a big mystery to me because there's a lot of black detail and shapes and little kind of indications of detail, though you really can't make any of it out other than the fact that Rey is piloting it. That's pretty much the only thing I can definitively say. So I figured it would make sense to have a little bit of a windshield here to kind of deflect some of that sea spray. And then just there's this large black mass off to the one side that I'm just going to say is a communications array. There you go. I've figured it out. I don't think this thing really looks like it would have weapons. It just looks like a kind of civilian transport to get you from A to B, or something that was cobbled together at the last minute just to get Rey from the shore's edge to the Death Star. And then over on this side, we have the kind of engine jet engine assembly, and then, you know, like I said before, the stabilizing fins. And then at the front here, there's a lot of this kind of shape language in the new trilogy of engines with single fins sticking out in the middle there. Yeah, I'm not really sure what function that's supposed to serve, but that's definitely clearly visible in the thing, in the few frames that we saw. And there's a little bit of a gap in between here, so I just wanted to, you know, make sure that I leave some room in there, and I just filled in some grill detail because I figured that this is probably an air intake supplying this engine back here. Again, it's really almost impossible to know, but I gave Rey a little spot here to hold onto her lightsaber when she's piloting the thing, and I just filled in a little bit of some details back here behind where she's standing, like there could be you know, an air canister or air tank for possibly doing some diving. Maybe a flotation device or rations could be stowed back here as well. Yeah, and then overall the shape of the two struts, this one appears to be thinner than this one slightly, so I've reflected that in the design. And then of course, like, to represent this kind of raggedy netted fabric material in here, I've just used a bunch of different kinds of clip pieces that give you that sort of stringy, frayed look. And you know, I think overall, I think the thing fairly well represents what we saw on screen. I don't think that I missed out any major details. I really tried to analyze the frames that we got as closely as possible. And yeah, this is my take on it. I'd be really interested to see if we ever get an official toy or anything like that representing this vehicle, or once the you know, the tech manuals come out for the new movie, because, you know, they have to do those for every film. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if there's any large details that I missed. Like, who knows, maybe there's a second stabilizer fin under here that's like really long and really prominent, and you just couldn't see it in the trailer. So that's gonna be fun. So yeah, for now, this is a cool little project. I enjoy interpreting things with when I don't have nearly enough detail. That's a fun challenge to my weird brain. So all right, you guys, so yeah, I'll be updating this probably down the line, maybe if we get more TV spots and we get to see any more of this guy. I'll probably do some quick modifications before the film comes out. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, I really appreciate the thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe. You guys know the deal. Helps the channel grow, and then I can put more time into doing more of this kind of stuff. So yeah, thanks you guys. Comments down below. Let me know if you think that there's anything that I missed or anything that feels wrong about this design. Yeah, just let me know if you're looking forward to the Rise of Skywalker. I know I'm absolutely giddy with excitement for it. So yeah. All right, you guys. So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.